All right. Welcome to another episode of Table Tennis with Dr. Boney. I am your host, Dr. Boney, and this is the podcast. We go back and forth on a variety of topics. Tonight, we got a very special guest. But before we get into him, I'm going to talk about me for a second. I'm not just the host of this podcast. I am also an educator as well as an author. So I've written several books. I've written Illicit Transgressions, which really is a weird thing because it's about like, I guess you could say like race relations in the 1800s. So it's funny how it became like a quick seller over the past few months with all the things going on in this country. I've got The Other Side of Velvet Rope about my time working in nightlife. I'm sure my guest is familiar with a place called Extreme Nightclub. I worked there for several years, sitting in the DJ booth, throwing people out. And then I've got my romance novel, The Embers of the Heart, which has the sequel that should be coming out, if you're lucky, this year, called Smoldering Ashes. So look forward to that. And then the childhood favorite, Little Dwight in the Light, which I'm selling masks for, matter of fact, which are almost gone. So hit me up if you want one. So I'm done about me. Now it's time to get into my special guest. And my special guest is none other than my man, Monty's Neighborhood Snacks. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I am well, man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, definitely. This is a pleasure for me because we are both Hornets. We both went to Delaware State University, and it's always nice to have a fellow Hornet on my show. So, with that said, explain to the people what is Monty's Neighborhood Snacks.
Monty's Neighborhood Snacks. What am I? Part of the neighborhood, part of everything. Like my slogan, Monty's Neighborhood Snacks. I bring sweets to the streets, bringing neighborhoods. Oh, I can't even say my own daggone slogan. Got me nervous out here. This is my first podcast. I've never done a podcast before, so this is my first one. So everybody bear with me. Monty's Neighborhood Snacks. I bring sweets to the streets. I change neighborhoods one cupcake and smile at a time.
I like that.
And with my business, everybody loves a cupcake. Everybody loves to be smiling. Everybody loves happiness. And I think my business as a whole, all the different components, brings a piece of that to somebody's life. If every time you think of Monty's Neighborhood Snacks, you're like, yo, I had a good memory about that. Or I remember we were doing that. Or that was the best cupcake or cake I ever had. Or you remember when John called him the wrong name. Like, if my business can bring up good thoughts and good feelings, I win.
I agree 100%. That's a beautiful thing, man. With the Neighborhood Snacks, I noticed you do a lot of things in the community. So the community outreach, if you don't follow him, you got to follow. It's just Monty's Neighborhood Snacks, right?
Monty's Neighborhood Snacks.
So
everything. Facebook, Instagram, website.
Follow
YouTube,
it. There's always video clips of him working with the community, working with children, doing just positive things through food. So explain some of the things you do in the community.
Where do you start? Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't think, like, for me, I'm just doing stuff. Like how you see it different than I see it. I see it like, yo, I'm just having fun with these kids. I'm teaching these kids how to do whatever, pepperoni bread. Or I'm teaching these young adults how to money manage and run a little business so maybe they can make this meal and sell it when they have hard times. You know what I mean?
So let's back up for a second. So the food piece. So what exactly do you do with the food piece in the community? Let's start there.
Just teaching in the community. Everybody likes food. The people I like to work with have a budget. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say everybody has a budget, but the people I like to work with, we all got a budget. So why can't we have gourmet food, great tasting food, quick, simple meals, fun to make with your kids meals for a relatively low price? Why can't we do that? So I try to give that to you. So I try to give you something you can do with your son. So me and my son, we don't have anything to do Friday night. Oh, let's make some pepperoni bread. Bam, something to do.
I like that. So like you're teaching kids also. Yeah. So like, can you say what some of the places that you've done like events at? Some of the events you've done? Because I've seen them on Facebook. Instagram. It's great.
Like we do community day at Stubbs Elementary School. We do. We work with Latin Community Center. We work with the PAL. We work with the Boys and Girls Club of Delaware. We just did a big on on my YouTube, I had to let it go. On my YouTube, we did a few like small movies, like a few small movies for the Boys and Girls Club, where if you follow me, you know I do skits. And my characters, they wanted me to use my characters, and we went over some COVID stuff in the supermarket. I showed them how to make a meal. I had DJ Sophie on, another Del State kid.
That's right.
DJ Sophie on, mixing it up with me in the kitchen with my dog. It's like 20 minutes, like 4 episodes, 20 minutes. We make pepperoni bread. We make soft pretzels. We make salads.
Now, you also mentioned is the business piece. So on one hand, you're teaching the youth and adults how to basically, cook, be productive, so forth. So like, what about the business piece? You did mention that, you know what, it's not just that. Like, if you want to make cupcakes, if you want to make whatever, now how do you market it?
So also in the community, we have a program, entrepreneurship program, where you would, like a 4-week program. I'm going to teach you what I do. This is how I got started. Let's make a meal. Let's say, example meal, I'll teach you how to make chicken Alfredo, rotisserie chicken Alfredo, broccoli. Give you some 4 cupcakes. I sold that meal for $40. I'm going to teach you how to make this meal. I'm going to teach you how to market this meal. I market this meal. You know how I market it? Facebook, Instagram. Tell your mom. Yo, tell your mom I'm cooking this weekend. So we out here hustling for it. So now I taught you how to make a meal. Yo, this meal that we just paid, $7 for at the grocery store, we're going to sell for $40. I teach you how to make it, teach you how to market it. Let's set up shop. Now we can sell it. Now you have a skill. Now when you have hard times, for this $10, I can get 40. And if I can teach you how to do that, I win. Because, I'm just...
You're right.
You got hard times, yo, my kids got to eat. I got 7, now I got 40.
But not just that. I mean, in my education setting, one of the things we do teach is say, hey, you know what? If you don't have a whole lot of money in your pocket, there are ways to feed yourself as well as your family. You know what I mean? You can stretch that dollar.
Absolutely.
Depending on what you're doing. Don't go to the corner store.
Yeah. Or if you do go to the corner store, you got $5. Let me show you exactly what you need to get.
Exactly.
And now we can feed this family of 4 for this $8 out of this dollar store.
Exactly.
And I show people how to do that.
Because I know a lot of people, they're quick to be like, well, I'm going to go get the sandwich and the soda or whatever and spend $5. I'm like, well, that's not going to last.
No, how about we get a loaf of bread for $1? You know what I mean? Get $1 worth of cheese. And then, you know what I mean? You can start thinking little stuff. You don't have to spend a lot of money to eat.
You're right.
And to eat decent.
You're right.
Decent. It's just what you pick. You just got to be smarter about it.
I like the fact that you're teaching that in the community. That's beautiful, especially being so close to, like, you've been in Wilmington a lot, I've noticed.
I grew up on 29th Street.
There you go. So the whole point I'm making is, like, Wilmington is part of the food desert.
Right.
They lack the access to quality products. So it's nice to see someone like you saying, well, listen, you go this route, you can be healthier. You can go this route, you can feed your family. Like, it's a good look.
Even like, all right, you got $3, $4. Why don't you make a fruit parfait? You can get the fruit cups for $1, 4 for $1. Get a couple of those. Get some whipped cream. Now we have a parfait. Like little things that any kid can make. Yo, you guys can get $3 and have fun and have something good to eat.
I see. I like that. I mean, that part really got me. Now, when I first heard about it, matter of fact, shout out to DH.
Oh, that's my boy.
He kind of hooked us up. That's
my boy. Shout out. Yo, when I first started, he was the first one with those comedian things.
Yes.
With Relicus and DH and those guys. They're one of the first people to let me set up shop. As far as set up, yeah, you want to come? Yeah, you can set up a table on. Like I was sitting on a little counter, just selling it. So it's when I'm rich, he's rich. That's my man. He's coming with me.
I dig that, man. No, I appreciate that because I feel the same way about him.
Yo, he's a great young man.
They're doing their thing, and I give them all the credit for hooking us up and multiple other people.
And for a group of young people between the ages of like 19 to 30, like to do what they do and be consistent and it's positive. And it's a little out of my class. Like, I'll be like, yo, I don't get it. I didn't think that was funny. But as far as what they're trying to do, it's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
It is.
I
So
wish more people would be involved in it.
shout out to all y'all. Y'all are inspiration for us to keep
Absolutely.
moving. I will say
Absolutely.
that because you guys don't take no for an answer.
No, they don't.
You guys keep finding ways to do it.
We don't do this.
So like, is there a special menu or just something that you like to focus on when it comes to like your neighborhood snacks?
There's stuff I don't focus on.
Okay.
Like I don't do like cheesecake. I don't do any cheesecake. Yo,
No, it's like my favorite.
I love cheesecake too, but my stomach don't. So I don't make stuff I
Gotcha.
don't eat. You know what I mean? But as far as what I make, cupcakes and cakes is my specialty. You know, I never went to culinary arts school.
I was gonna ask that because I saw was it Reese's cake
Yeah.
that you posted the other day, which I'm gonna steal the picture. You guys just check out Table Tennis with Dr. Boney. It will be up there. He's got some amazing cakes up there. But you didn't go to culinary school or?
So, a little bit about my background.
Okay, let's start there. No, let's start there. Tell me about your background. What got you? What led you to becoming this culinary master?
So, if you hear my mom tell it, you don't remember when you were little, you came home, you said you was going to be a cook. You don't remember? No, I don't remember all that. But I do remember always loving to be in the kitchen. I do remember always loving to work with my hands. Growing up, went to Howard. In ninth grade, went to Howard. I'm dyslexic. I don't read, right? So, like even this right here, my wife read it to me and I memorized it. So I memorized a lot of stuff. And that's another thing that helps me in my business. Like every day I know I don't read, right? That's like nobody believes me when I say, I was like, yeah, I'm dyslexic. I have a case with the state, whatever. Oh, no, you're not. But there are ways around that. And
you just glossed over that. I'm just amazed at the fact that even though you have like basically a shortcoming, it's not stopping you, which I think is great for people out there who may be like, hey, you know what? I can't do this because of this. Like you like, nah, I'm gonna figure out a way. I'll memorize it. I'll do this. Like I love that. But go ahead. I'm just saying, I didn't want to gloss that over because that's the kind of stuff that,
but it took me a long time to get here.
Of course.
Like I've hidden that from people. And it's so hard to hide. You know how hard it is to walk in the room knowing you can't read what's on the board? Mm-hmm. Like, and there's millions of people like me. I know it because
they say in the prison system, majority of people in there are dyslexic.
Right. Ask my mom. So when I went to Howard, hated school. I could walk everywhere, cut class every day. Honors math, I could count anything. But with the reading and writing, that's not me. So I'm cutting school left and right. End up having to go to Dickinson. They kick me out. Go to Dickinson, my feeder school. Good at football. End up playing football at Del State. I was a football player. I was in education. End up graduating. Luckily, I had a lot of help. Had tutors. Had the state of Delaware was helping me.
You did the work.
Like I put the work in.
Yeah.
And even my wife, what I heard, she's a teacher. Obviously, met her in class. Miss Jones, shout out to Miss Jones' class.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. I love this. I'm an educator too, so I love to hear that. But go ahead.
So I've gotten help through school between football and tutors and whatever. End up graduating, teaching math, because at Middletown High School, the head football coach remembered playing against me. He was like, "Yo, we had the game plan. Yo, I'd love for you to come coach with us." The principal there was the principal at Dickinson. Moved to Middletown, lucked up. So they knew about my problems, but I'm good with people and I can count. So math teacher, I can take care of it. They gave special ed. Nobody in here smarter than me. You know what I mean? So as the years went on, I love coaching. And strategy, as you can see, strategy, I kill it with strategy. So I was always a good coach. Got 3 state championships coaching basketball. I was a head football coach at Dickinson for 4 years. And technology started taking over. And it's hard to keep up. So now I'm walking out of class. I'm doing crazy stuff at work. You know what I mean? So now I don't want to be here. And my wife is like, yo, you need to do something else. You need to do something else. You need to get out of there. And I was just cooking one day, and her friend was like, yo, you should sell this cake. You crazy. What are you talking about? You said, no, this is delicious. This is the best cake I ever had. I was like, oh, whatever. And sold my first cake. And now, for some reason, Travel North has me as top 50 black-owned bakers in the country.
Wait. Can you you can repeat that for my?
Oh, it's on all my cards. Let me show you. Let me show you. See, Travel Noor. You can look this up. Travel Noor, you know, the black website.
Yep.
Has me down as one of the top 50 black-owned bakeries. And the crazy part with that is, right, for all us handicapped people out there, listen up. The same day that I failed the Safe Serve test. Mm-hmm. Right? So you got to get Safe Serve.
Yeah, I already know about it. That's something that's in my education program.
The same day I failed. So I get DVR, Division of Vocational Rehab.
Oh, yeah.
They read the test to me at the place.
Yep.
But they gave me this book. I'm like, what the heck I'm going to do with this book? They gave me this book, whatever. No way. Wasn't going to happen. So I ended up getting a tutor and taking the test again and passing it. But the first time, they sent me the email. It says, you failed the test by like 8 points or something. And I'm like, dang, this is crazy. I'm driving home like, yo, this is crazy.
That's a couple questions.
But
that really isn't much.
When I get home, one of my friends sends it to me. Says, yo, I didn't know you were one of the top 50 black-owned bakers. And stuff like that helps you keep going. Like, that was a devastating blow. Like, I thought I was busting my butt trying to study for that test. But it wasn't in the cards that time. And God, the higher being, whatever, that same day, yo, you're really good at this, don't stop. So, as far as my business is, I am never going to forget that I have a disability. Every day I wake up with it. So people are like, yo, how do you do this all the time? How do you always give back? Because these people I'm talking to, whether they be adults, whether it be kids, some of them have disabilities too. And if by me sharing mine helps you be stronger, because I don't care what you say about me. Yo, I'm the old man. When I go home, I close the door. I don't even hear you. Mm-hmm. So, and like when like my videos and interview, like I might not even look at this because I never want anything to get to my head and be something I'm not.
Right.
And
you don't want to get all swole and all of a sudden,
because that's dumb. Because I know that's not who I am. I'm the guy that, yo, I know what it's like to have that feeling in your chest that you feel like you're the most embarrassed person in the world right now. I know what that's like. And if I put myself in your shoes, I'm always going to treat you right. And if you can learn to live with your disability, if you can learn to be like, all right, I got a disability. Oh, he thought he's laughing at me. Let me just get away from him. Mm-hmm. Because once I can't hear him laughing, it doesn't matter that he's laughing. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to think like that. But for me to give back to the community any kind of way I can, because I'm blessed. No, I'm blessed beyond belief. And for me to, my business, I want to be so big that I can hire people with disabilities, people ex-felons. My cousins, how many people in your family got felonies? Yeah, I mean, everybody has a felony. My little cousin holding somebody else's gun, he's the best kid in the world, but felony. If I can give those guys jobs, and once you eat that, you be like, yo, how come everybody doesn't want
to? And I want to show you what he's pointing at. I haven't eaten dinner just because I'm waiting on this right here. I can go zoom in on that. Get a little look at that. There you go. And for all you people who are listening to it on audio, you better find me on Facebook and Instagram because you need to see what that looks like.
But that right there is one of my best sellers, the strawberry crunch. That and a pineapple upside down.
Is that your favorite to make, or is it just the best seller?
Favorite to make. I don't have a favorite. I just like making stuff.
Gotcha.
And I like all my cakes are decorated different. I always like tinkering with my hands, so that's not. I just like making.
So there's no like format to it. You're gonna do what you feel like doing that day, and it may look a little different. It's always gonna taste great, but you may make it look a little.
Yeah, you know my handwriting is nasty, so no names, no happy birthday, mom, none of that. Unless my wife's around, she does that. But I just freestyle it, whatever it is, because I'm not gonna say I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't have a formal training, so I don't do it the same way every time because I don't have a technique. Yeah,
but you don't have the limitations either.
Right.
Because with a lot of people, they get caught in a rut saying, this is the way I do it. I'm going to do it like this every time. Like, that gets old. You know what I mean? It's nice to see something like, damn, like, I like the way this looks, or I like the way this one looks, to the point where you can't figure out which one you like better. As long as it tastes good, nobody cares anyway.
And my thing is, I'm not going on decorations. It's going to look nice, but it's going to be the best thing you ever tasted. And if I have a formula for this. So if I can teach you that, you can work. If I'm the only one that knows how to do it, you can't work. So I'm keeping my business so I can have employees, because I want my employees to be from the streets. You know what I mean? So if I can create these cooking classes, cooking demonstration, and I can teach you how to teach this cooking class, bam, I got a worker for that part of my business. If I can teach you how to make these cupcakes, bam, I got a worker for that part of the business. If I can teach you how to do these sales promotions and do my internet stuff and make these videos, bam, that's another person I can hire. So I'm trying to format my business to be big, small but big. You know what I mean? So right now, I just hired 2 people. So business is growing. So now, I was just in front of your house. People are calling me for like 1,000 cupcakes or something. So, you know what I mean? So if I can keep pumping and keep pushing, I can start bringing these people on and helping the world out. So now you can take care of your family because you're helping us out in the neighborhood snacks.
Now, you said something that made me think about businesses in general. COVID made things hard for a lot of people. No events, a lot of weddings got canceled. You know what I mean? The things that you want bakers for. Parties didn't happen. How did you find ways to persevere? Because I saw you on a Zoom teaching. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a Zoom or something like that.
So, all right. So before COVID, the classes started picking up. Big orders like the Boys and Girls Club, like their national conventions, people are started. Wow. I mean, events. Mont, can you come? Wow. All that got cut short. I still got to eat. So what do you do when you got to eat? You start thinking like, I got to make this money. What else? What can I do I can teach classes. I can do something on Zoom. Everybody Zooming. Let me figure something out on Zoom. I'm watching TV and I don't even remember what show it was, but they're doing Zoom games like, hey, go get a wedding picture of you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it started making me think like, I can be entertaining. I can teach kids. And then my people I've had contracts with before, like the Latin Community Center, I had contract teaching their classes before COVID. So they were definitely interested. We know you can do it. And then once people start seeing my videos, they're like, I know you can do Zoom.
Because the clip I saw was like behind the scenes. It was like a camera within a camera. But the point is the energy, the fact that you had everything laid out. It makes sense that you're a teacher, because I was thinking to myself, if you don't know how to really present a lesson, you're going to fail. But you had everything lined up, so it makes sense that you have an education background. And it just looked like, I'm like, this dude's got it on the ball. Like the more things I saw on you on Facebook, because honestly, I heard about it, but I didn't quite know what it was. But now that I know what it is and see where it's going, I'm like, damn, this is big deal right here. So I'm just saying, like, the Zoom was awesome.
Thank you.
Even though it was just a clip, but it just shows me, like, you're right, you're a problem solver.
But everybody can be. And my thing is, if by me doing what I'm doing is helping motivate, is helping show you, if you can, like, you know what, he can do it, I can do it. And I'll be damned if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I feel that to the bottom of my heart. And I just want my business to be an inspiration for somebody to start their business. Somebody to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to go to school and bust it out. Like, that's all I want. I want just to be a positive inspiration. I can't even get the words out.
Now, have you always been this confident? Because I'm only asking because usually when you're a kid, we all have insecurities. And with your insecurity being like, dyslexic, it's like I could see you in school being like, I ain't got a whole lot to say in class because I'm not, this isn't quite right for me. So, like, were you a confident person always, or is this something you just grew into in adulthood?
It's different. It's
Okay.
different. A confidence, or like the bad kid. The bad kid can't read. but you don't know he can't read because he turns it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I may not have turned it out, but I had my own vices that I was dealing with. You know
Got you.
So it's not that I was quiet. I've always was a popular guy. I'm funny. I think I'm a funny guy. I'm a good looking guy. Yeah,
you got personality,
yeah,
but I didn't know if this is something that the world, you know what I mean?
That hides the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if me and you are together, you're so cool with me, you let me cheat off your paper and not think twice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But I just.
But the confidence in my skills and my self-worth, I wasn't confident in my self-worth.
Okay.
I can say that because of you don't feel like you're worthy because I can't read like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you think that's a big deal. Like, yo, that's crazy. But you know what? I can draw. I can do everything you can do, and it doesn't matter.
Right. But I'm telling you now, I'll never bake like you because I don't like the measure.
Right. and nowadays, I don't even use measuring cups. You know what I mean? I can do eyeballing now.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is amazing for bakery because if you don't know anything about baking is science. Yeah. You put a little too much of this or not enough of that, your cake is flat.
And that's one thing I love about it. It's the same every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same every time, no matter what. I mean, other than like the butter might be softer one day than the other day, but for the most part, it's the same every time. So it's easy, and it's like you're not even thinking; you're just having fun doing it.
So when it comes to, I guess you could say, your business, because you talked about business, you talked about how marketing and how to organize things. Of course, you're good with your numbers. The logo got me.
My boy, that's my man.
I mean, like literally, it's a caricature of him. it's Monty on, you know what I mean, the cartoon version of Monty. How did that come about? Because that alone for me just blew me away.
We were in South Myrtle Beach, family trip, Del State Heads. Shout out to the Joneses, Darrell, Dante, and them. We're on the boardwalk. You know those painters?
Yes.
I was like, yo, I'm a baker. You got anything for me? Da-da-da. He's like, sit down. Bam.
And
just
that's
a random guy on. I wish I knew who he was. Just a random guy.
And now it's on your business cards. It's on your website.
Everywhere.
That's everywhere.
My guy. That's my guy. People know that if people see him, they know it's me.
Like literally to the point where in my mind, like I think outside the box. Like my little Dwight, I would love to make a cartoon.
Right.
But then I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, that would be a nice cartoon where you would actually have that piece to show kids, hey, you know what? There's going to be a cooking component to whatever this is, but I just think it would be cool to see a cartoon. You do it.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome. You got to check out the YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, we definitely going to check that out.
I'm looking, if you know somebody, but I am looking for somebody to move him around. Like, that's the only picture I got of him.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for somebody, if they know how to put him in a different pose, sitting down on the chair. I mean, just anything else.
I'll say this. I know a few. I know a few illustrators. I got,
just
I could, yeah, we gonna connect on a few things. Definitely, because I love what you're doing. And that's part of the reason why I do this podcast. The podcast is not about me talking about me. I'm not pushing me. I like to bring out people like you who are doing great things and then find out more about you so that way people who don't know you or have heard of you can sit there and be like, man, I really like this. Because right now, I'm blown away by your personality. And I know other people are going to be like, man, I just like that guy. It's just different when you like the person you're going to give your money to.
But I like the person I like the person that I'm anybody. I don't know how to explain it, but just I see a family member in everybody. I see myself in everybody. Like, people are like, oh, that guy's stupid, but your aunt acts the same way. So why can't you treat that person like your aunt? You know what I mean? And if people were to think like everybody has messed up stuff that nobody talks about. And if you keep that in the back of your head, you'll have more empathy for people. And then just make everything better. It'll make the world better everywhere.
I agree. Because right now, my biggest thing is I know how hard it is to do a business because I have my own publishing company to put this stuff out. So like, I know what it's like to sit there and be like, well, I don't have a whole lot of resources. How am I going to make this work?
Oh my God.
Or, oh, I could do this. Like we were talking earlier about the mask, You know, I mentioned masks to him, but like if you're someone out there who wants to make a mask to promote whatever, a lot of times you got to buy like 1,000 of them.
Yes.
I'm not on that level to sell 1,000 masks. I might sell 100, 200.
I might have to give some away. Don't sell them.
Exactly. So it gets to the point where what's that sweet spot where I can do this and it's actually not a waste of money, a waste of time. So I appreciate the fact that you're going into a business and you're doing a lot of cool things for the community so that word of mouth is going to take over, you know, and that's how I saw it. I saw it probably on Instagram or Facebook or something. And then DH mentioned it and I'm like, yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I don't really know all the ins and outs. Right. And then when I started following you, it was rap. I was like, oh, he's killing it.
Like with my Instagram, I try to do every genre. Like I got hip hop songs, I got some R&B songs, like anything. I got Donald Trump on there. I got
I saw that. I did
everything.
See that.
I just because everybody, I want everybody to be a part of this. I'm not excluding people. I know at first. It was Hood Snacks, Monty's Hood Snacks. I started off making posts, just showing my food, my hood meals. Monty's Hood. Oh no, you gotta change it. You know, it was true. It was true. Hood Snacks it ruffles some feathers. It does.
I see the point. It's authentic to a degree, but you want to take over the world. You gotta give the world what they want.
Right. And everybody lives in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Everybody can respect the neighborhood, and it is definitely a lot of color in my cards and on my business. So you already know where I'm coming from. And I guess that was it.
No, that's it. I mean, like, it's just a good logo. And like when things align, it's amazing how it feels when you're like, oh, I got this piece and oh, I'm doing this now. It's crazy.
Is crazy. It was like a movie. Like a movie. Like we went from worrying about missing mortgage payments to maybe you could go on vacation a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm truly blessed, and if I can spread this blessing, why wouldn't I?
And I gotta say there's something fulfilling about doing what you love versus doing what you have to do.
True.
You know? Absolutely. And I can tell you love this.
Yo, it's fun. Look, I'm working right now. You can't beat it.
Exactly. So what's the future of Monty's Neighborhood Snacks? I mean, where do you want this to go? Like, you want to end up on the Food Network with your own show? I mean, like, how far do you want to go? I mean, with technology,
you're gonna have to invite me back in a little while. We'll hold off on that talk.
But I'm just saying, in general, it's just that the sky's the limit with the way that the internet is.
So
right
now, I would have never imagined 2 years ago when I started, I'd be here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have, not in my wildest dreams would I think I'd be where I'm at now. I can only imagine 2 years from today. That's how I see it. And I'm playing the long game. So I'm not old. And I know longevity, especially you don't know this about me, but I'm a news junkie. Ask me anything, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. You know what I mean? I know all of them.
And just for y'all that don't know this, it's election time right now.
It's like Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl of the election right now, and
7:30, I'm gonna be out of here.
And I'm telling you now, I am not. I recorded this show today just because I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted positivity, and he's giving me that.
Yo, I love politics. So you done took me off track.
No, we were just talking about where you want to go.
Oh, where I want to go.
The future. I mean, do you want not restaurants, but like, do you want bakeries?
Like for me, I don't sell food. I don't want to sell food. I don't want to be a caterer. I don't want to be like, yo, I'm having 500 people over. Can you feed them? No, I don't want to do that. Everybody does that. You can get anybody to cater your event, but you can't get anybody to give you a good cake.
Yo, that's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm staying in my lane, and I want to mass produce cupcakes and ship them out. I think my product is good enough that I can fulfill orders up and down the East Coast with my cupcakes, because I have to be able to hire enough people to help them take care of their families. So in order to do that, I got to be big.
Right.
So I'm trying to grow my business so I can hire people. So if I can get, I treat my business like a team. I was a head football coach. So we got our offense, our defense. So we got our cooking business. We got our teaching, our classes. We got our marketing. So if I can blow these things up, I can hire more people. Like DH on the staff. Bam, I'm helping them out.
Right.
And we're having a great time. He's working. We're out there teaching kid classes. That's and he's filming. It's fun. My cupcakes. I'm gonna have to bring somebody in for the holidays. So that's another person that I'm helping put money in their pocket. So if I can do this more permanently, if I can get more orders, if I can get bigger contracts, I can hire more people with disabilities. I can hire more ex-felons. So not saying DH is a felon. I ain't gonna throw that out there.
No, but what you're saying is you giving back.
And the give back thing, I think I'm just being good. You know what I mean? If everybody just does the right thing, the world will work.
You're right.
The world will work.
I personally, you just brought me back to something. So 19, I believe it was 68. My dad was at Dell State. My mother too. They both graduated or whatever years ago. But the whole point I'm making is in 1968, I think it was his freshman year, my aunt / really more like a grandmother was a huge, huge community cook, of lack of a better word. But she used to bake the amazing cake. She's the type person, if the cake wasn't quite perfect, she threw it in the garbage and went to the store and did it again.
Yeah.
To give you an example, Gladys Knight used to come, because he's from Atlanta. So Gladys Knight would come and be like, hey, let me get a little taste of something. That's how it was back then. So in 1968, when my dad's at Dell State, she actually took her cake and she would take the chocolate cake on his birthday and she would wrap it in foil, newspaper, and everything. She'd take an old hat box and put it in the mail and mail it to Dell State to him so he would have a cake. And she did it for me when I was at Dell State in the 90s. And I swear it was funny. People would be like, yo, you got a cake? I'd be like, yeah. And it's mine. And I would eat off it for breakfast. It was like, hey, man, you can eat sweets in the breakfast. You can eat sweets for lunch.
Right. And you can't have none. You can't.
But my point is, it was an absurd idea that you could be mailing a cake.
Yeah, I'm so scared.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so scared to try.
But my point is, my family been doing it for years. I know you're going to be able to do it too, especially with what you got, because you got quality products. So I can imagine what I mean.
You got to try it.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to ask you a quick question, right, and then I'm going to dive into this because I want to get a taste of this before the end of the show.
And a napkin. Don't play yourself.
Okay, you know what? I'll do that. So my question is this: how fulfilling is it, especially when I noticed something, and in one of the videos you were working with kids, and the happiness on your face as you went around working with them and showing them little tricks or trade. I think you were filling a pastry bag or something like that. Yeah. But the whole point I'm making is, how fulfilling is it to work with kids and see them all excited about what you're doing?
It's fun. I mean, it's not just kids that it's fun with. Even the adults, don't know how to cook eggs, and they look at you in awe. It's just people in general. When you get excited, I get excited. You know what I mean? When you learn something, oh, this is great. Oh, this is great, isn't it? Even if, smell that thing.
Yo, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just took the little plastic lid off of here, and the smell of this, the aroma. I mean, this is just
best cupcake you're ever gonna have in your life.
I'm telling you. You know what? I'm gonna keep the camera on me. You keep talking about the kids. I'm gonna dive in this, and y'all can look at my face.
But the kid, it is really fun. It's extra fulfilling working with young adults and teenagers, because I know the skills that they're getting, they're taking them back. I can teach you with a carton of eggs 4 different meals you can make. Mm-hmm. So if you got to take care, if you're 14 and you got to take care of your brothers and sisters, you got $1.50, you can go to the store, get a carton of eggs. I can teach you how to make quiche, scrambled eggs, deviled eggs, and
best cupcake I've ever had.
I lie to you not.
And listen, I don't know what's in that, but that is the best cupcake I've ever had.
And I would say you're hyping me up, but I've heard that before.
No, I'm not. And I'm not hyping you up because I'm not a cupcake fan. I mean, I like them, you know what I mean? But like usually they're dry, but that is perfect amount of moisture, not too sweet. It ruined me with the senses because you smell it first and then the taste, it's subtle, it's lasting. Like it just, it's a perfect cupcake. And you just ruined all the work I've done to lose some of this COVID weight.
Told you.
It's happened.
Told you. I was like, oh, you don't look like you messed that up.
Do you have any advice for people before we go? Young entrepreneurs, people who are thinking about getting into the food industry or anything.
The hardest thing to do is keep going, because nobody wants your stuff at first. Nobody wants to pay for nothing at first. Like now, I had to. How much would you pay for that?
Oh, easy. I'd pay 10 or more for that.
But nobody, until somebody else says that, nobody's going to do that.
Because I'm telling you now, I've gone places where a cupcake like that, you could sell that for $20.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't think listen, if you travel and you go to Chicago,
yep.
You go to L.A. or you go to some of these other cities, a cupcake like this will run you just because of where you are. And it's not even quality. Mm-hmm. I'm saying you're going to get that because it's quality.
And we got to get it in the right mouth. Just got to get it in the right mouth so we can get those things on market.
Well, listen, I appreciate everything that you're doing right now, man.
I really thank you for having me. This was fun. It was a nice conversation.
Definitely. And I think the people out there are going to be looking for Monty's Neighborhood Snacks.
Oh, check me out. Facebook, Instagram. There's a lot of good do-it-yourself meals on there. Check them out.
And I'm definitely going to do that. And my son.
How old is he?
Oh, he's 13.
Oh, bam. He can start cooking right away.
Matter of fact, he was his 13 as of November 1st. So he just turned 13, but he loves cooking. Yep. He loves watching it on YouTube. Yep. Outside of watching other people play video games, which I think is stupid.
That's crazy.
But he does watch a lot of cooking shows, especially with the kids. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of cooking with kids on like YouTube and things like that where they cook cool stuff. And I just want to say that I may try to save him one. He might be out of luck. See how I feel.
It's 4 over there, though.
I mean, the election. He got me 4, but I'm just saying the election is coming up. Yo. You know, depending on what happens, you know, I might celebrate, or I might end up eating my feelings.
Regardless what you do, you're gonna go to work tomorrow, no matter who wins.
Exactly, and those bills are gonna come.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, I appreciate you coming out here, and
it was a good conversation. Nice to meet you.
And I wish you the best. And the last thing I want to say, everybody, look out for me because next year, 2021, a lot of stuff's going to happen. I'm going to release possibly 2 books at least, and maybe one at the end of this year, like I was saying, the sequel to Embers of the Hearts, which is Smoldering Ashes. And I will be at BookCon unless COVID cancels it again. So BookCon, if you're not aware of it, is one of the biggest book events in really in the world. It's going to be in Manhattan. And hopefully if that happens, you know, look out for your boy because I will be there. So with that said, I got to say, folks, I appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And I wish y'all the best. Stay safe. Thanks, Monty.
It's